How you doing, everybody? Good morning. It's me, your boy G. It's been a minute, but hey, got a story I want to share with you about the night owl. This is my night owl cup. We use this at night, but I'm going to talk about night owl. Tommy, my homeboy Tommy, Tomas. Tomas, they called him Night Owl from Pacoima. Night Owl was one of the funniest. Tommy was one of the funniest people I've ever known. His homeboy C Kid, my other homeboy C Kid, Robert. They were two of the funniest people I've ever known in my life. Those two guys, they would get up drinking and go to sleep drinking. Well, I don't think they ever slept though. So all their every waking moment they were drinking either beer or they were drinking wine, and sitting there just making fun of everybody walking by and making fun of everything in life. And I've never ever laughed so hard. I'm talking about doubled over laughing and laughter, man. Your stomach hurting. Those are the kind of guys I hung out with. Well, anyways, Tommy did not. Tommy grew up in the projects, lived in the projects in Pacoima, and the cops did not like Tommy. Tommy hated the cops, and the cops hated Tommy. If you were hanging out with Tommy and the cops went by, you were gonna get beat down. It was all it was. You're gonna run, or you're gonna get beat down because it was literally fight on sight with the cops and Tommy, and whoever was with Tommy, they were gonna get their head busted too. And anyways, Tommy was also one of the biggest critics I ever met. This guy did not like people coming in there preaching or nothing like that to the projects. He hated it, man. He would dog them. And, well, what happened was Tommy ended up getting in an accident. And I got a call one time that said, your homeboy Tomas in an accident. It was really bad, too. If I'm correct, the engine, if I remember right, the engine was inside the car. And the car was wrapped around a pole or a tree, something. And because he had been drunk. And so he was in a coma at Holy Cross Hospital. So I went to go visit him, and they let me in. They let me in. And I asked the lady, I go, can he hear what we're saying? She said, I don't know. She goes, you could try talking to him. We encourage people to talk to them in case they can hear. I go, well, I heard that they can hear. Because I had heard that story before, that people in comas that they heard. So I go, she goes, yeah, try talking to him. Nothing, anything helps. She goes, it doesn't hurt to try. So I went in there and I started trying to talk to him and everything and nothing. I go, hey, Tommy, if you can hear me, I just call him Tomas. If you can hear me, I go, shake, they go, squeeze my finger. And I felt a little squeeze. And I'm like, whoa. And then I go, well, maybe it was just a, reaction. We got nervous. What do you call that? Nerve reaction. And then I tried it again. I go, Tommy, if you can hear me, squeeze my finger. And he squeezed it. This time a little harder. But I was still like, I don't know, man. It might just be, just reaction. So I go, Tommy, if you can hear me, shake my finger. So he shook my finger. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, oh, man. So what I did is I told the nurse, hey, come here, check this out. And I showed her, I go, watch. And I started talking, I go, shake my finger. And he started shaking my finger. So she got all excited too. She's like, wow. So she went, and then we told his family and everything. And then they were all in there, they went in there too. And they started like talking to him. So then I started playing. I went home and I got some music. I got a little cassette. It was back when cassettes were still out. I got me a little cassette player. I got me some oldies and I got me some Zap. And I started playing it for Tommy. And Tommy started putting, he started tapping to the beat, man. And he was on rhythm, too. And Tommy couldn't dance. Tommy never had rhythm, but now he had rhythm. He was dancing. And so I'm like, what? And everybody was tripping out. Everybody was happy, and everything. And he was dancing to Zap, too. I was playing oldies and everything. He was all into it. In a coma. So anyways, and I realized, I go, wait a minute. What if he never comes out of his coma? I go, this may be the last opportunity for him to make his peace with God, So I started sharing with him, after everybody left, I started sharing with him about my faith and talking about God and everything. And I asked him, if he'd like to pray. And I asked him if you want to pray and make your peace with God. I go, and if you do, shake my finger. And he wouldn't. He didn't shake my finger. But a tear came out. He started crying in a coma. A tear came out. But he wouldn't shake my finger. So I left it alone, I wasn't going to press the issue, I just offered it, And then so I left and everything, and Tommy ended up coming out of his coma. He came out of the coma, and I didn't see him after that though, because I never went back after that because I got just lost touch. I didn't see Tommy for about 3 years after that. And when next time I saw Tommy, I go, what you up to, Tommy? How you been? I couldn't believe it, man. Now he's up and walking. He's not like, Because oh, that's right, I did see him again. I went to go visit him at General Hospital because they transferred him to General Hospital, and we were talking. That's the last time I saw him. We have been talking, but now I saw him up and walking around, right? And he said, "I'm doing great, brother. I gave my life to Christ, and I'm an usher at Church on the Way now." And I was like, "What? You? This guy was the biggest religion. We know anything with religion, anything with spirituality. He was like the biggest critic." And I'm like, "You're an usher where?" He said, "At Church on the Way with Jack Hayford." And I was like, wow. And I asked him, "Tommy, do you remember when I was talking to you when you were in your coma? Do you remember I was talking to you about God or anything?" He goes, "No." He goes, "I don't remember nothing." He goes, "I don't remember a thing." And I told him what happened. He goes, "Wow." He goes, "But I didn't know." He didn't. So, but anyways, if you know anybody in a coma, or hopefully you never will, but if you ever do, just know that they do hear you. I really believe that. I don't know if they all do, but in this case, he did. But he couldn't respond and he didn't remember. So that doesn't, if when you're talking to somebody and they're not responding, and, you know, don't think they're not listening and they can't hear. Take it for what it's worth. All right. I just wanted to share that with you guys today. And Tommy Night Out, he gave me this blessing to share that story. All right. God bless you.